Hello students, मैं BL Sharma, MATHSII. In this class, I'm going to discuss with you some competency-based questions, some multiple choice questions from the chapter number 2, that is Polynomial Class 10th Mathematics. This is Class 10th Mathematics, Chapter 2, that is Polynomials. For CBSE, Standard Basic and Basic Mathematics, the students who are preparing for the Standard or Basic Mathematics, students who are preparing for the various mathematics Olympiads, also who are preparing for IIT Foundation, for Rajasthan Board, and for any other competitive examination. And this is class 10th, Mathematics, Chapter 2, Polynomials, means multiple choice questions. Some competency-based questions as per the CBSE new sample papers. So here is the question that the product of zeros of the polynomial, which is x square minus 5x minus 6 is, ये जो polynomial है x square minus 5x minus 6, इसके product of zeros क्या होंगे? देखिए, we know that the product of zeros are given by, if for any quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, where the coefficient of x square a is not 0, this is the standard form of a quadratic polynomial, having the zeros alpha and beta. कोई भी quadratic polynomial होता है, उसके दो zeros होते हैं, they can be same or different. Let that zeros are alpha and beta, and the product of zeros are given by c upon a, or what is c here? The c is the constant term and a is coefficient of x square. Similarly, for this we have to compare here. We have to find out here the constant term here is the constant term is minus 6, and the coefficient of x square, since it is not written, so it is 1. So we can write that the product of zeros, which is given by the constant term upon coefficient of x square, is given by minus 6, and coefficient of x square is 1. So that is minus 6. So we can say that D is the correct option. And now the question number 2 is on your screen. The product of zeros of the polynomial, which is x square minus ax minus 5 is, we know that the product of zeros is given by the constant term upon coefficient of x square. Here the constant term is minus 5, and since the coefficient of x square is 1, so we can write answer that is minus 5 upon 1, that is minus 5. So B is the correct option. The product of zeros of the polynomial 3x square minus ax plus 5 by 3 is, we know that the product of zeros is given by, that is given by the constant term upon the coefficient of x square. Here the constant term is 5 by 3, and the coefficient of x square is 3. So You can write 5 by 3 divided by 3. So 5 by 3 into 1 upon 3. So 5 by 9 answer. So C is the correct option. That is 5 by 9. It is given that the difference between the two zeros of the quadratic polynomial, that is 4x square minus 8kx plus 9 is 4. And the value of k is less than 0. Then what will be the value of k? देखिए difference of zeros यहाँ पे दे रखा है, and we know that sum of zeros, let alpha and beta be the zeros. So sum of zeros is given by minus b upon a, means the coefficient of x, that is 8k upon coefficient of x squared, that is 4. So we can write, and negative of this also, because it is negative of b upon a. So negative as it is, in place of b, we can write, in place of b, you can write that is minus 8k. In place of a, means coefficient of x square is 4. So it will be minus minus plus, so that will be 2k. Means sum of zeros is 2k. And difference of zeros, it is already given, that is 4. So it is given that alpha minus beta, that is 4. It is given. Difference of zeros, that is given 4. Now we have to find out the value of k. For that, we use the formula alpha minus beta whole square is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. Here the product of zeros means alpha upon alpha beta is given by c upon a, means the constant term, that is 9, and the coefficient of x squared, that is 4. So alpha minus beta, in place of alpha minus beta, you can put 4 square. Alpha plus beta is in place of alpha plus beta, we can write 2k whole square and minus 4 into 9 by 4, because the product of zeros alpha into beta is given 9 by 4. Now on further simplification, we can further simplify. 4 4s are 16, that is 4k square. 4 and 4 cancel, that is minus 9. So 4k square is equal to 16 plus 9, that is 25. K square is 25 by 4. Therefore, the value of k will be plus minus 25 by 4, that is plus minus 5 by 2. ध्यान रखिए, when you take the square root both sides, then it is not only means plus, it can be negative also. So the value of k is here is plus, positive and negative 5 by 2. But in the question, this is the question that the value of k should be less than 0, means it should be negative only. So here the value of k will be negative 5 by 2, because we cannot take here the value 5 by 2 positive, because in the question the value of k should be less than 0. That is why the C is the correct option here. The question is, the sum of zeros of the polynomial, quadratic polynomial x square minus 5x minus 6. What will be the sum of zeros? We know that if alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, then sum of zeros is given by minus b upon a, means negative of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. So here coefficient of negative as it is, and coefficient of x, that is minus 5. So that is minus 5 divided by coefficient of x square, that is 1. So 5 by 1. So 5 is the correct answer. The coefficient of x square is 1. What is sum of zeros? That is negative of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x का जो भी आएगा उसका negative करिएगा. So negative is the coefficient of means negative 5 is the coefficient of x, and negative of this, that will be plus 5. So therefore A is the correct option. इस फॉर्मूला को आप प्लीज लर्न कर लीजिएगा. The sum of zeros is given by negative of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. The sum of zeros of the polynomial x square plus 5x minus 6. We know that the sum of zeros of a quadratic polynomial is given by negative of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. That is negative. Coefficient of x here is plus 5. Coefficient of x square is 1. So that is minus 5 upon 1. So that is minus 5. Therefore, B is the correct option. The sum of zeros of the polynomial means quadratic polynomial, that is 6 upon, it is written like that is 6 upon 5x square plus 5 upon 6x minus 6 upon 7 will be. We know that the sum of zeros is given by negative of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So here, negative as it is, the coefficient of x is 5 upon 6 divided by the coefficient of x square is 6 by 5. See here, यहाँ देखें, x का coefficient है plus 5 by 6. x square का coefficient है 6 upon 5. So on further simplification, we can write minus 5 by 6 into that is 5 by 6. 5 negative, 5 5s are 25, 6 6 are 36. So minus 25, negative of 25 by 36 will be the answer. So C is the correct option. The sum of zeros of the quadratic polynomial kx square minus px minus 5c, where k is not equal to 0, will be. We know that the sum of the zeros of a quadratic polynomial is given by the sum of zeros given by negative of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So negative as it is, coefficient of x, that is coefficient of x is negative of 5, and coefficient of x square is k. So we can write here negative of p divided by coefficient of x square, that is k, negative negative positive. So that is p upon k will be the answer. So C is the correct option. The sum of the zeros in this case, when it means for this quadratic polynomial, the sum of zeros will be P upon K. The sum of zeros of the quadratic polynomial 2x square minus p plus 1 into x minus 2c is t. It is given that the sum of the zeros of this quadratic polynomial is 2, then find the value of p. We know that the sum of the zeros of a quadratic polynomial is given by the coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So it is already given. The sum of zeros in this case will be negative of negative, that is p plus 1 upon coefficient of x square is 2. It is given 2. See, negative as it is, and coefficient of x is minus p minus bracket p plus 1 and coefficient of x square by 2, and the difference, the sum is given 2. So sum means coefficient, negative of coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square is 2. On further simplification, negative and negative positive, so p plus 1 by 2 is equal to 4. P plus 1, that is 4. Sorry, that is 2. So p plus 1 will be 4. So p will be 4 minus 1, that is 3. So the value of p will be 3. B is the correct option here. The zeros of the polynomial, this is linear polynomial, x minus 7 will be. What will be the zero? For the zero, what we do? We put the polynomial that is equal to 0. So, जो भी polynomial है उसको 0 के इक्वल पुट करिए. So, x is equal to 7. Therefore, 0 of this polynomial will be 7. Therefore, C is the correct option. So, students, in this class, this is the first part. I have taken 10 MCQs. Then I'll be releasing next 10 questions in the next video. Till then, thank you.